Pravina. Hi, Divya.
Hello, Tanya. Hi, everyone.
I thought this
Hello.
is okay. Welcome.
तुम्हारा आवाज बहुत कम आ रहा है.
Okay, welcome all of you.
Is it better now, Divya?
तान्या तुम्हारी आवाज नहीं आ रही है बिल्कुल.
अभी भी नहीं, बिल्कुल नहीं.
हेलो.
आ रही है लेकिन बहुत दूर से आ रही है, मतलब बहुत कम है.
Just wait a minute, okay?
लैपटॉप में प्रॉब्लम है वॉइस का.
Hello.
अभी आ रही.
ये better है?
हाँ, it's better.
Okay, perfect.
हाँ.
तो आज का सेशन दिव्या स्पेशली हमने रखा है जो आपका जॉब इंटरव्यू करना है, right? And sorry, so these are the some. See, everyone, you do not need to worry like what you understand and not. Like just see like a film, right? And it would be a little bit fast paced, but I think it will give you the overall activities and things that is needed and how do you work, right? And so, and definitely it will be recorded so you can play back anytime, right? So don't worry if you don't understand something, how it's done and what is expected on that. So because going forward in all the session, we'll go through in very detail, and I am pretty confident like at the end of this entire series, you will be able to do yourself everything, right? So this is considered as the very high pace overview, what you need to do and what are the things that we work on kind of things as a data analyst. And a tool that we are going to use is the Microsoft tools for this particular session. And the tool may change, right? There are a lot more, around 100 plus tools are available for data analytics, right? So it's very hard, like every job you'll find the same tools, right? If you learn one tool and you're getting that job, that's good enough. But as you see, like this is the real requirement. Uh, Typically for data analyst, you will see this kind of the posting where these things will be come up. We'll go through with this first, and then we'll go some of the technical part, right? So one thing also, like any posting, whether it's a Microsoft Power BI posting, whether it's a GCP posting, or whether it's a Tableau or any other tools, they always say like whatever the tools they are using, that's the preferred, right? But if you don't know, then any other tools also works. The reason being like, it's just like once you know how to drive a car, you can switch any model. That doesn't matter, right? It will be a little bit learning curve, but you can easily drive any car. So that's the same concept applicable here. As a data analyst, you need to get expertise on one tool, right? And you can pick your tool based on your interest. Or but it is very, very important, like you get a good understanding around one tool, and then we can switch over any other tool that you wanted to use it. So in this job requirement, primarily they are looking for SQL Server, Power BI, and Excel. So all these are Microsoft tools. And few things that is very important, right? When you are looking on this job description, and I have categorized in, you guys can see my screen, right? And the color coding.
Yes.
Okay. So see, I have just color coded for the better understanding, right? How you can group the list of the activity that you're going to do. The first, as a data analyst, the first activity would be to understand the data set, right? What data is there and the quality of the data. These two part is very important, right? You understand your data, on that you're going to build your visuals, and also you need to understand the quality of the data. Why it is important? Because with the poor quality, you'll not be able to generate good visuals, right? Whatever the data or report you're going to generate, that will be incorrect, and you can take a wrong decision, right? So the quality of the data is very important. So any activity that is related to data, cleaning the data, making sure your data is quality proof so that you can generate a good visuals is in a yellow color, right? And believe me, like most of the time, you'll see the problem is around the data, right? And typically if you're working for 10 hours, 6 to 7 hours, you are going to work around the data to understand the data, to query the data, to clean the data, and represent the data. When it comes to the visuals and reports that are pretty, once you design the visuals that will remain for quite long time, some cosmetic and some changes may occur, but the most of time, even on the your good developed visuals, user may report like, hey, this numbers does not look good. So your visuals is fine. What happens? The underneath the data is wrong, right? So in terms of the maintenance of the data set and reports, again, as I said, out of the 10 hours, 7 hours you are going to work on the data and data set and data activity, right? Rest 3 hours you're going to work on the visuals reports and rest of other things, right? So that I have highlighted in yellow color. The green color is more about the building the reports and visuals, right? So that you'll see. The orange color is tooling, right? So if the same profile, if you see for the GCP, that's the Google platform, then pretty much all the data activity will remain same. All your domain activity will remain same. What's going to change is your tool. At the place of SQL Server, you can see like the BigQuery, right? And as the place of the Power BI, you'll see the Looker or Tableau, right? So just tool is changing. The rest of things will, as it is applicable, some additional things they can add it, but the majority of that is changing is your tool, right? So the tool I have highlighted with the orange color. So whenever you see the profile and any tool that will go there. The next important part is the domain knowledge and the software development life cycle. That's called the SDLC. It's a big topic. I think whoever's done the computer science, it's the entire credit, 4 credit syllabus that you learn for 3 months or 6 months, right? So, but long and short, SDLC is talking about like how you can develop your software all the way from taking the requirement from the end user, developing that concept. If you need to do the doing the prototype, you can do that. And then you can, once the software is developed, then you can do the testing, right? To make sure like it is matching with your requirement. And then finally, you will promote your code to production. So when I say the production means like a place or server where end user can use it, right? So like whatever we are accessing, whether it's a Facebook or Google or Gmail, we all are accessing from the production server of the Google, right? Because we are the end user. But before going, any feature is rolled out by Facebook or Instagram that go through with the multiple environment and testing. And the final, if the development team is confident and happy enough for the features, then it's roll out to the end user on the production environment. So that entire thing, taking requirement, developing the software, doing the testing, and finally promoting on the production so that your end user or customer can use that software is your software development life cycle, right? So we'll not go in detail, but kind of things like those are very common. So whatever I have highlighted in the blue color, those are very, very common. And once you learn that, you do not need to, these are the things not going to change by tool, right? Because SDLC will remain same. That's not going to tool by that's not going to change by what technology and tools you're using, right? And that knowledge is pretty consistent. What you learn, it will remain for 4 to 5 years or 6 years, right? You don't need to relearn that things, right? So that way it's categorized, and you can go and take a look, and then we can go in a little bit more detail about this. So what they are asking, like you need to have understanding of the core business operation and service, right? So what does it means like? If you're working for a hospital, you need to know like the how many departments are and how hospitals works, right? If you are working for a restaurant, then you need to understand the restaurant. So whatever the business entity you are working, you need to have understanding. That's called the domain knowledge also, right? So if you're good at, if you are lucky enough, then you'll get that that is exactly matching with your domain, and you understand the process. If not, then when you start working, slowly you learn all those things like how many departments are, how systems work, and what are the software they use. Like my expertise is the insurance domains. I have worked more than 12, 15 years in insurance domain. So pretty much I know like the how insurance system works, what are the systems, what are the data points, who are the end user, and those kind of things. So, and once you start working, it will become your kind of the expert area, the domain things, right? The other things, although like it's for the generally the lower 2 to 3 years experience group that we are targeting. So a stakeholder management does not comes because that usually goes to the project management and the senior peoples. But because as I said on the last session, data analyst is very high in a hierarchy, right? What it is means like mostly you'll communicate with the senior manager. Your users are vice president, directors, department head, CEO, CFO, CIO. So those kind of the peoples are your customer, right? So whatever reports you are developing for them. So you need to interact with them to understand how things is going to work. In a big setup, you'll see like every role is done by different people. The business analyst roles comes in the picture, and data analyst is just to work on the data and develop the report. But if you are working in a small organization, then you are a one man or one woman army where everything need to be done by you, right? So that's where it comes like understanding users, stakeholders input, and documentation also comes in a picture, right? Like how this need to be used. And that's pretty standard. Second point is about data reports and dashboard and performance indicator. So data we all know, like the in form of the table. Whenever it comes like a data, you can visualize there are columns and there are records like name, email, gender, and there are A, B, C, male, female, and whatever is the email number. So whenever data comes, you can picture like a list of the columns and numbers of records. Then you build the reports. So there are different kinds of the report. Usually it's in the tabular format. Then dashboards. When the terms come dashboard means you can see like the visuals. Let me open one dashboard so it will be easier to connect for you guys. And there are some reference, and all these details are available in a Google Classroom, so you guys can access anytime. So like just listen to this, just go through with that. You do not need to worry like whether you understand completely or not. Even if the 5 or 10% if you remember, and that will be very helpful. So like see, this is the report, right? So these kind of the reports you see is usually called the tabular report. This is not dashboard, right? Why is the tabular report? There are KPIs, there are metrics. These things is called the KPIs, right? And why these visual indicators are very important? Because when you build the report, 90.79, is it good or bad? You don't know, right? It's look like very low. Why not is 100%? Why not is 80%? But it is green, right? That's where the key performance indicators comes in a pictures. Like whatever number that you are representing, or whatever like might be this is for the quota value. Uh, so is it good or is it bad or is okay? So those indicators, anyone like any individual is seeing this report, easily they can see the problem is here. See, these are red. I don't know business, right? I don't know what this data is saying, but by using the KPI, any user can understand red is bad, green is good, right? So any business user who is understanding this report, they will target to red and they will start working how this red can turn into green, right? Then business will be profitable, right? So see, just by one indicator, you are helping business to understand the problems, whether it's a revenue loss or whether it's the employees not working. It could be anything, right? Depending on that, what reports you are building, right? And you can give the visual impression to the end user, and based on that, they can make a decision, right? What they need to do. These guys need to work in Germany. They are not doing very good in Germany and France, but they are pretty good in Australia and Canada, right? So I don't know business, but just by seeing that, I can make this understanding. So this is very, very important when you work on the reports and visuals. And again, it's depend like the your individual will tell you whether you want to build it or not. And when it comes to the dashboard, is more like this, right? There are different styles and segment that will give you the overview. Like here you see like this is the conversion rate, this is your profit margin, and this is your total incident, right? So 25 total incidents are recorded on that day. So this is your dashboard where multiple tiles, multiple visuals is combined in a one report. So you can see the overall picture of your business, right? So that's the basic difference between dashboard and report. There are more things you can find on the web and you can understand, but reports are more about the tabular and the dashboards are more about the visual appealing with the different tiles and segment, right? So those things you will see. So let's go back to the other part on that. So here they are talking about once you understand the data, then you need to build reports in the form of the table in terms of the dashboards that we saw here. With the and then the performance indicator, that's the KPI I talked about. They are, I mean, they have not written the key, but the KPI, the performance indicator, is the key performance indicator that will give you the traffic light, green, red, and yellow kind of signal. In terms of the building that report, there are different components like the list there, query is there, report is there, and dashboard is there. So you can consider like these are the different ingredients that you need to build a reports, or not just report. You can say like the entire your data analytics solution, right? With the combination of all or just one. It's depend on that. What your requirement is. Here they are talking about quick-based platform with a financial solution. Like usually we saw that what we see over here is this is your report, right? Running there. But if you see here, that report might be embedded in on their application. That's usually we see your report is embedded like when you open your any fitness tracker, right? So when you open the fitness tracker, you see the different dashboard and reports. So basically those dashboard and report has been embedded on that application, right? That you can access from the web or mobile application. So those things also comes in a picture. That's what they are talking about. You need to have the quickest financial solution and Microsoft SQL Server, SSRS, the report that we saw in a tabular format, that was developed by SSRS, right? So it's just a tool, right? If you change your vendor, like as I said, like if you're working with the Google Analytics, then your tool will change, right? But basic concept will still remain same. Still, you are going to develop report. Still, you are going to develop visuals. Some drag and drop functionality will change, but pretty much it's just vendor to vendor, the tools will change. So this SSRS reporting services, wherever you see that, this is developed by Microsoft, right? As you see, like other application query and reporting tools. So I have never seen any data analyst position where they don't mention this line. What it is means, like might be you are not very familiar with SSRS, but you are good in Tableau. They will still consider you, right? Definitely, they're going to prefer a candidate who have the Microsoft skills. But in case there is no Microsoft skill, still they're going to consider if you have a Tableau skill set or if you Looker skill set. The reason being, as I said, if you know to drive one car, you can drive any car. So the same concept is applicable over here. You have advantage if you have worked on the Microsoft tool and you are applying for this job, definitely it will be advantage for you. But it does not mean like you cannot learn it. You can easily learn it. The next line is about the view and store procedure in SQL. That's purely for the Microsoft SQL or database. And concept is common, like the concept of the views is available everywhere. Whether you're using DB2, whether you're using Oracle, or whether you're using Google BigQuery, everywhere the concept of views is available. And what does it mean? Usually any data that we store, that data is in term of the table and row and column. But what happens if you have a four tables or two tables? We'll see very quickly on that how views work. So views is the logical representation of your table, and you can define as per your need. For example, you have a sales data and you have a geography data, where geography data has the list of the country, state, and city, and sales data have the information about the how many products has been sold, quantity of the product, and the total price of the product. What does it mean? These are the two different tables. You need to club them and you need to build a view or a query. The view will contains country, city, and your product name and quantity and the price. So what you are doing, you are creating a logical representation because the new view have all the fields from geography and product, but it's not physically moving any data. So that's why views is actually your logical representation of the data. We'll go and see in details. So don't worry. Just see like the whenever somebody say like what is view, is a logical representation of your data. That's it. That's contains again columns. That's it. Nothing else. And again, like if you go in detail, we use the view for the security purpose also. If you want to hide some information, you can hide that because you can only select the column that you want to show. Like I can only select the country and I can leave the city and state on the main table. And when I run the view, I'll see only country. So that's also purpose used for the view. This part is again talking about the your documentation and all that. Like, I mean, whenever you are building any software, you need to document that. So, or creating some training guide, document and all that. This part is very important, and this is related to the data quality check, right? When you are doing on the data quality check and you see like the whoever is giving the data or the end user, they're always making mistake and they're not filling the gender information, right? So what does it means? Like you will apply the special check and see like wherever the gender is coming null or there's no value of the gender, I'll put it like unknown, right? So you are building a data quality check, and also you are replacing that wherever null or something that is not good, you are replacing with the unknown value. So those kind of the once you know that you need to build those things, quality checks, and regularly you need to apply and check that. So it's very important, like whatever you are building the data quality or the query to validate whether data is good or bad, you have that handy, or you can apply in a repetitive way, right? Like I need to check today, you run that and see, like, oh, these are the problems. And again, tomorrow you can run the same things. So that's what they are talking about here. Like you need to build in a way like it can be reused, right? Again, you can use it for that purpose. And these are again like the training things and all that, because if you are building the report, take an example of this report. I have built this report. So someone is new, you need to explain like what is this conversion rate means, from where it is coming, right? What is the profit margin? What is the source of this data, right? Why, how you can say like this number is correct, right? User can ask, how do I believe like the 25 incident only? I see like the 30 incident, right? Then you need to explain, because whatever the source of the incident system, and you need to show the query is returning 25. So because your source system is saying like the total is the 20 incident, 25 incident, and my report is saying 25 incidents, then this is the right number, right? So that's where it's come like you need to understand the bigger picture, right? So that you can be more when any kind of the question will come, you can inform them, right? And slowly you learn it, right? So as I said before also, and again I'm repeating myself, you do not need to worry about like it's like, oh, a lot more things need to be done. Just no, just see like the what are the things and activity you need to do and how you can translate any job description, what does it means like, and where you need to work it out on that, right? And again, they are talking about the same thing like as a data analyst, not only your job is to build the report, also you need to find the anomalies in data, any discrepancy or any discrepancy is reported by user, you need to investigate that and find the root cause, why this problem is happening. And then based on that, whatever your understanding and finding, you're going to fix that, right? Or you can propose the fix, right? 99% times I have seen that as a data analyst, we are not the people who are going to fix the problem. We are the people just we can highlight the problem. Hey, there is a problem. Like as I said, if the gender is coming null, we can highlight the team. Hey, why gender is coming null? Can you make it mandatory or do something like gender should not come null because it's creating problem for your report. So you can just highlight the problem, and whoever is the concerned team who is managing that application and system or managing that data, that team will be responsible to fix that problem. But finding the root cause, why your report is wrong or why the gender is coming null, that comes to usually data analyst, right? And so those are the things, some high level. And again, they are repeating like you need to know the requirement gathering, solution, QA designing, debugging, and all those things. As part of the data quality check, these are the quite common term that you will hear again and again. Data profiling, data quality, and root cause analysis. We discussed the root cause analysis, like finding the actual problem from where it is happening so that you can fix it, or you can highlight it so the team can fix it, right? So that's your root cause analysis. Data profiling is about seeing the data visually and categorizing your data so that you can see like what kind of the problem is in your data. And Power BI is very good tool to give you a snapshot or overview of your data. No matter how big your data is, you can see and understand how data has been organized. As I said, like going by the previous example, if you are doing the data profiling for gender, you see like there is a male, female, and null, unknown, ABC 1, 2, 3 coming as a gender, right? So by doing the data profiling, you can easily spot what kind of the problem is on that particular domain. When I say the domain, the context over here is like the on that particular field, what kind of the problem is there? Because you're only expecting, for in this example, you're only expecting male or female. Any other value is incorrect or not a good value, right? So as part of the profiling, you can find these kind of the problem. And I just said that for the gender, the same is applicable for your email, your date of birth is not in a right format, right? Or any kind of the data problem. So pretty much nowadays, any advanced tool is giving this functionality that without writing any single line of the code, you can profile your data and you can understand what's going on around data. They are given this line in job description, but I see like this line is more for the senior people who have at least 5 to 10 years of experience, because we cannot expect with the junior people to do the data architecture and the critical metrics and reporting requirement and all those kind of things. Or generally for the translating business objective to the data side, because the one more problems that we see in a real life, business user know, they are very expert in their business, right? They know that the where they're doing good and where they're doing bad, how they can increase their sales, whom to talk, how to crack the deals, right? But they're not good like the how the data is stored into system, right? So that's the always problems happen. They talks in a business term and we talks in a data term. Like we tell like this table has this value, this column is not there. There's like, I don't understand what you are saying, right? I don't know what table is behind that. There's like, I'm not getting the member details. That's my problem, right? And you are saying like that this table is not there, right? So that's where kind of the business analyst or senior people comes in a picture who can translate business term, right? Whatever the user is telling into the technical term. Like the if business is saying like the member data is not correct, then senior guy or BA can tell, okay, then go to the membership Oracle database and find this data into this table, right? So that's where this comes in a picture, right? And definitely over the experience, once you start working on those systems, you learn. But this kind of the learning will not come in a day, right? So don't worry about that. Eventually in a 6 months, 1 year, 2 year, you will be at that level where you can make your own decision based on the customer interaction or discussion. But having a good people or experienced people in your team who has worked on those systems will be always helpful to guide you what you need to be done, right? And never kind of like whenever this comes in a real life, you see like this problem is going on. Whoever is a senior person, it's not about the tools and things. You always connect them and try to understand or have a document. Somewhere they're saying like the documentation. So they provide tons of documents that you need to go through with that. So I think we have done enough discussion on these parts. And the key tool that is looking for this profile is that SQL Server, Power BI, and Excel, right? So far, so good. Any thought, any question?
Good.
Am I still audible?
Yes, you are audible and no questions so far.
Okay,
Thank
all
you.
right. No worries. I mean, That's perfectly fine. Just go through it like just a story. Nothing much we need to do at this point, right? Because that's what you learn over 6 months, 1 year, and 2 year as a data analyst career, right? You learn on job. I could see we are just talking about 30 minutes, right? And all these things you learn when you work 8 hours every day, right? So every day, I mean, still I'm learning every day something new, right? So that's the nature of this job, right? Every day you learn something new. So no need to worry about that side. So few other things that I've added in this, and I think Divya that will be helpful for you. And after this session, I'll compile some of the most common questions that may ask around this profile, and what could be your answer for that. I know, I mean, it will be a lot more things to understand, but you have some background on the Power BI and all these things, so could be much easier. And whoever, like, I mean, if you are already using any tool, that's perfectly fine. You do not need to use a start using Power BI and all that. But you have never worked on any visual tools, I highly recommend like you can download this Power BI tool. It's free of cost. And there is a SQL Server Express Edition that is also free of cost. So by working on these two, this will give you a practice of database. Once you have a good practice like the SQL query practice, then you can work on any database, right? Whether it's Oracle, DB2, or Google BigQuery, doesn't matter because the SQL is pretty standard. So these are free. You can download and install on your computer, and you can learn. For the learning perspective also, these are the very good articles, and Microsoft has definitely in last 5-10 years has done really good job in terms of the documenting what need to be done. You see, like tutorials, these are a step by step what you need to do, how you need to do, right? Depending on that, what you are working on. So you also need to know, like, if you are stuck up somewhere, where you can go. And I'll highly recommend, like, if you're working on the Microsoft tool, these tutorials are really good. They can step by step guide you how to do, like the report designer tutorial overview. You can go on that. They can talk you and you can go in detail report builder tutorial. Then you can talk to you about all these things, right? Creating the basic reports. So see, creating the basic reports. You have never created any report. They'll talk about, okay, how you can create a report. Then go start here, new report, like everything is step by step. Choose a data set, select a data set. And I know, despite of doing this, it will be a little bit complicated who is doing the very first time. So no need to work on this side also. We'll learn slowly, like how you can do this thing, but these tutorials are good for getting the a very high level or understanding, or even in detail. If you have time, you can go on that. So that was the one tutorial for SSRS. And sorry, mainly I opened this for some very high level SSRS understanding what this SSRS tool is, right? So this is Microsoft offering, and as you see, like by using the SSRS you can build a report like this, something like this. There you can see like there is a toggle button to expand and collapse your data. Then you can build the chart on that. Like I said, like this is your visuals KPI that you can build it over here, right? So this kind of report you can develop with the SSRS. And paginated report that you can see, like, and all these reports that you are developing nowadays, it can be accessed on your desktop, on your mobile, anywhere you can access it, right? It will auto adjust the size of your screen, right? So it will auto adjust on that. Web portal is provide the web portal also, right, where you can go and see. So this is in default provided by SQL Server, where you can, after the development of your report, you can deploy there and you can test it out. There are a lot more other admin work is there that you need to do, but you can do. The report file is the RDL file. Like every file in a Windows has some extension. Like docx is the document, xlx is the Excel file, JPG is the picture. Similarly, the any reports that you will develop, the extension of that report is the RDL report that will be used on that. So this is very high level kind of talked about. Like if something you want to know what is SSRS and how it works, so that's context only. It's usually built for the tabular report. The next part over here is this is a very important, and you guys all need to be expert on this, at least to in terms of the, because they will ask like what kind of the report is suitable, report in the sense the visuals in suitable in which scenario. There are hundreds of visuals, right? Like see these visuals, right? So this visual is your area chart where you can see the two value has been compared, right? You see like sometimes it's going down, sometimes it's going up. So what is comparing? The blue screen is your this year sale and the red screen is your last year sale, right? So if you see that in July, you're not doing good, right? Because July last year, your sales somewhere here, you can see my pointer, around 3.5 million, right? Or 3.2 million. But this year, you have only 2.5 million, right? So you're 1 million short in July month in compared to last year versus next year, this year, right? So area chart is very good when you are comparing two time frame, like this month versus last month, this year versus last year, 6 months from last 6 months, you can compare that. And those kind of the compare is very, very important to see. Our expectations should be each year we should exceed, right? Then your business will grow. Something could be happen, right? So just by seeing, we cannot say might be the COVID lockdown. So if the lockdown is in July, you cannot do anything, right? So, but at least you can see like the this year because of the COVID, our business is down, right? So, and you can see this dialogue, you can read it in whenever you have time. So, because end user is not going to tell you what kind of the report they want. They just tell you, I want to compare two data set, right? This year and last year. Now, as an analyst, it's your call which visuals is be more storytelling, right? Will be more impressive, right? So that's why it's important. And in an interview, they will ask what kind of the visuals will be used in which scenario, right? So although this is in a Microsoft tool, but pretty much all visuals will be found in every technology and tools, right? So I highly recommend like go through with these visuals, understand when you should use which visuals. Like see here, it is like this is your baseline. This is bar and column chart. If you are going in negative, like you are going for medical and IIT examination, you can go negative marks and the positive marks. Then you can see like where is your baseline, right? So you can use this for that. This is very standard. I mean, we have seen in statistics, in finance, everywhere, or even anything you open, you'll see like this kind of things, right? That has the true value, and then it has your bar chart, like how it's going. It's the same data. You see, like it's representing in the two different ways, right? Cards are also very useful. Cards are good for the just showing one number, right? Like see, total store is 104, right? So in South Carolina, Walmart is total 104. In next year, they will open 5 more store. Then you see like this number will change to 109, right? So if you want to display one discrete value, then your card is very, very helpful. And there are two kind of the card. One is card. This is a single number card where you can show the single number. Like I have seen in the Sam's, they display like the how many new customers join Sam's Club today on that center, or what's the total sales amount on that day, right? So that's the discrete value. One single value you want to show. That's your single number. Same card can be used for the multi-purpose. This is multi-row value where you can stuff more than one column value. Like this is the average unit price for I don't know 30 kids or something, right? So it can be one discrete value, it can be multiple value. So the card is very helpful to give you overall information that you wanted to see. Then you see like in a stock market and finance, you see these kind of things where you have a combo chart and with the line chart to give you the visuals of the variance. So that can be also used. And you can read through like these things. I don't want to go on that details, but the idea over is like the variety of charts are there. And based on your use case, which chart will be more suitable, but and that you learn from experience also, and that you can refer to depending on that is very important. Like this is a decomposition tree. So when the decomposition tree is very helpful, if your data is hierarchical order, right? Like what I'm saying, like you see this, these are the months, and then you are breaking down, then you can breaking down, you can breaking down, you can breaking down, right? So all the way you can go down, right? So if someone is saying like the okay, can you please narrow down like the which Walmart is not working good, right? So then you'll select the state, South Carolina. Then you can go Columbia. Columbia has the 10th Walmart center, and then you can narrow down like the which one has the less performing things, right? So wherever you see like the navigation of flow of the data in terms of the kind of their relationship and the value, as I say, like the Walmart and then Columbia and South Carolina, then Columbia, and then Columbia has a 10 center. Or you can see like the last year, then January, February, and January, February, first week and second week of the sales. So you can see those kind of the flow in your data. Then this decomposition tree is very helpful. And you see like this root cause analysis, right? In a insurance sector or in a healthcare, you see like the okay, how many patient has been visited, how many has been treated, whoever is not been treated, what was the problem. Then again, you can navigate through the path. One important thing that I wanted to highlight over here is like whatever the navigation is happening is quite fluid and natural, but behind that there is a data that is supporting that, right? What does it mean? If your data is South Carolina and your city is Columbia, and there is another city under the South Carolina that's the New Jersey, then everything will be wrong, right? Because your data is wrong, right? So that kind of the relationship and the data quality is very important because as soon as you represent that data over here, you see like the under the South Carolina, you have a Columbia and New Jersey. That's nonsense, right? So usually misunderstanding that your report is wrong. No, your report is not wrong. Your data is wrong, right? So you need to go and find and correct the data first so that your report will be right. So this is decomposition tree. Any flow hierarchy data, you can use that. This is very popular, and I love this chart too, donut chart, right? So it is very good for the representing the category. Like if you select the okay, how many male and female has been participated in this marathon? Then you can easily select, oh, 80% are male, 20% are female, right? And 2% are other. So if you want to represent the category of the data, then you can do it. In Amazon, you wanted to know like the how you're doing the sports, electronics, and the homewares and or clothing. Then this kind of the chart is very helpful. It can give you like what percentage of data is how it's categorized, right? So it's very useful and very common. Like pretty much every scenario you can use the donut chart, right? Every scenario. This is the funnel chart again. Is go from top to bottom, right? And this is the God chart. God chart is very popular also, right? What this means like is give you the two things, right? You're saying like 182, right? For sales, like the sales is given the sales gross sale, right? You targeted like this month we are going to do 200K sales, right? But at the end of the month, you see like 182. So you are underperforming, right? Once this goes will come like the 200 plus, then you are overperforming, right? So those kind of the things where you have a target, and then whether you have target meet or not, then this kind of the chart will be very helpful, right? And this is also very common that you can build depending on that, right? So other thing is given there. You can read for the further understanding. The basic thing is that you have actual numbers. This is your projected number, and then you are comparing both. How good you are doing that, right? And it may change the color also. It is before 200K, then it's blue. Once it's crossed the 200K, then it will become green. So those kind of the cosmetic color play, you can do that. And Edit will support that to play around with the rule-based color, right? So you're not going to do it manually. You can build your rule like whenever the target is meet or exceed, green. If target is not meeting and exceeding, then yellow. So automatically based on your rule, your report will change the color, right? So other things are there. There are a lot more things on that, right? KPIs we talked about, right? Like see this example. If the KPI is not there, then 482,537. It's look like, oh man, it's a half a million, right? It's a half a million dollar, right? But still business is not happy with the half a million dollar. The reason being they had targeted 595. So there are 80% decline in their revenue, right? So that's why they have turned into red. So KPI is very, very helpful, right? Because just number itself is not visually appealing, right? But once you add the indicator, whether it's good, bad, or ugly, then it's more live, right? It will tell you a lot more story on that. The next is the line chart. Again, it's just a line, and you can see like whenever you hover, you can see that maps are there. So many others are. You can go through. Geographical maps are there where the geography is used, and you can work it out on that. So I mean, we just matrix reports are there at the very high level. Slowly, you will learn every report, how to work it, how to configure it, how to use it, how to set your rules. Those kind of things you will learn, and you learn during your work also. That's perfectly fine. So, but kind of those kind of the learning and work will continue throughout your career, right? So there are a lot more things, and believe me, every day or every month, hundreds or a good number of new visuals are keep adding. If you guys have worked on the Python and see like this kind of the chart is generating very easy in the Python and all that, right? So yeah, I mean, there are a lot more things. Link is there. You can go through. We are already over time. I'll use 10 more minutes and then we'll conclude today's discussion, right? Any thought, any points? So this is very important. I go through with that, and not just one time. You need to go multiple times, so that you will fully understand like the which scenario, which kind of the reports can be used. And later you can learn like how to develop that visuals. But at this point, for interview purpose, you only need to know which visual is suitable in which scenario and what are the kind of the use case for that visuals. That's the only you need to learn at this stage to crack your interview, right? Is it good so far?
Yes, it's good.
Are you guys learning something or?
Yes, we are.
Okay, all right. So see, I mean, every day I'm learning something new, right? So this is the kind of the pro and cons of this job, IT jobs. Every day you learn. So something you don't know, whether it's a small or big, no worries, you can learn it, right? So just you need to be confident enough that you learn it, right? So this is the Power BI one. I thought to show you via demo, but I think a couple of things I'll show you for sure before we can disconnect. So you'll see like whatever I'm saying there is look like very complicated, but believe me, it's very easy, very easy. Even the 10th grade student can learn it by giving some time. It's not very rocket science like you need to be Einstein to work on these things. It's just the drag, drop, click, 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 and done. That's it, right? So, but definitely the concept and all those things comes in a picture also. So what does it does? Like whenever you are importing any data, it gives us the different profiling things, right? This will show you the white space, column quality, column distribution, and column profiling, right? Column profiling, as I said, like if you are profiling the gender, then it will give you like a male, female, unknown, null, 0, 1, 2, 3, whatever the value is there, distinct value on that field, that will display as a column profiling. And based on that, you can see how good or bad your data is. The good data is that every single data have a male and female. The bad value is that you have a known 0, 1, 2, 3, right? So that kind of the understanding is will be always helpful. And this is default. Once you import the data, you can see that. Column quality, what you can see, valid, error, empty, unknown, and all that. As you see over here, every single columns you see like what is the valid is 100% means every column has like this column has a valid value. There is no invalid and null on that, especially for the null and all. Like you see here, this is they are given, right? 100%. All the name, there is no empty. Every single name has the value, no empty, no error, right? So this is very good quality data. And where we see like the error and all that, you can see on that. So visually you can inspect, right? And just not for the data sample. If you have 100,000 of the name, it will give you that, right? So that's the powerful. It's not giving you the like 312. No, it's checking all 100,000 names that you have in your database and giving like the how many names are null, right? So it's very powerful. Same you go on the column distribution is very important also. What you see on the column distribution, like unique value, right? So I don't know whether you guys are familiar or not, primary key. So primary key in a table should be always unique. So if you see that 99%, not 100%, then that's the problem, right? But name can be repeat, right? There could be two Madhukar, there could be two Adam. So that's fine, right? So you can do that. And similarly, they are doing the other, like this is the grouping of that. If you have a category, you can split that and give you the min max, or you see like non-zero, empty, count, number of records on that value, right? And all those things. So those kind of the profiling will be helpful. And whatever you are seeing here, you can do by simple writing the query group by and all that. Select distinct name, that will give you the exactly same how many distinct name are available in your database. And then there is a group by value, right? So that comes out of the box that you can do it. So that's the last thing I wanted to. This is also very important and a
So
lot more
whenever
questions.
they, sorry to
Yeah,
disturb
Divya.
you,
No,
whenever
no,
they
please.
are asking a question related to data profiling, so basically these are the stuff we have to cover, and we have to give the examples related to that. Am I right?
Exactly. Like knowing about the data, like select the how many names are null, right? Right? Or how many SSNs have no value or not in a right format, right? So those kind of things you can do, right? So real quickly, I'll show you the Power BI. It's a free tools. It's the Power BI desktop, right? Once you are here, you can go on the get data. Very first thing you do the get data. Once you get data, pretty much virtually you can imagine like the Power BI or Tableau or the Looker, any visualization tool can connect with any data, right? Wherever is your data, whatever is your data, it can connect. We'll take an example of that. I'm going to connect the text and CSV file. This is my train data, and I think you all guys are from data jobs, so you know the train data, right? Okay. So this is about like the passenger, berth, and when they travel, right? So once you import it, just simply you see like these are the things is coming, right? And these are the value you have, right? And what is that? 200 rows, your comma, like the separation, how you are separating your data, custom value, you can use it, and you can load the data, right? You see like the first column is my column name, but it's not recognizing that. So what I need to do, transform data. And that's what we will see the ETL kind of the work, right? So pretty much every tool support that, but data engineer are expert on that. They don't use the Power BI. They use the SSIS, Informatica Data Stage, or Azure Data Factory, and Python, PyCharm to do the data cleaning work, right? So tools can be n number of tools. So don't worry about the tools. Understand the process for interview so that you are familiar what you need to do, right? And pretty much everything. What I'm going to do here, you can do the same thing in Python also, right? And you guys have already done by using the Google Colab or Jupyter Notebook
PyCharm.
or PyCharm, anything, right? And same thing you can do in a Tableau and any tool, right? So don't worry about the tool. Whatever tool you're working, you can do. So what are the things first I need to do with on this data? Anyone can tell me the very first action what I need to do?
Uh, you have to edit the probably. What is your first question? I didn't
No,
get it.
no.
Sorry.
So this is my data, and it has been
Mhm.
loaded, right? This is the
Yes.
passenger ID, survived, name and all, sex, age and all. So I need to clean that data. There are a lot more things is null, right? Because that's what you do as a data analyst. You clean the data,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
So what
We
is my
just
first action that I need to do?
you have to find it out the null values, and probably you can remove it from
Yeah.
the.
So all the null I need to remove it. So how you can do that? You can simply find the null, right? And you see like,
Yes.
is this all null, right? You got all that null, right? Everything is null. Just take a look. There is no any other value, right? And then you can delete it, right? So I don't know what we can do. So you can select that data value and you can delete it. Remove top rows, remove duplicates, remove error, remove alternate bottom, and all those things, right? So there are different actions that you need to do. Click, click, click. One more thing also you need to do. Let me clear out this filter, right? Is that this is coming as a column one, column two, column three. So no, no, no. You do not like you can rename it like whatever you want to rename it, but there is a better way to do that, right? See, remember, there is if you are doing something and it is hard, try to find the alternative way. There is always a better way to do it, right? So you do not need to rename it, right? I mean, it's look like okay, this is the P class, you can do the P class. No, simply you know that all the first row is your header, right? It's a column name, right? So there should be a way to convert first row as a header, right?
Oh,
See here, use first row as header. simply click there. That's it, done.
Okay.
Right? So always look for the, let's see, I think you guys remember like the Bill Gates has said like I'll hire the laziest person, right? Because they will do the smartest way work, right? So always be the lazy over here, right? So there is always way, right? Every row has been converted as a header. So now you see your header is there. We'll not do any other cleanup, just we'll apply because that's I wanted to show you like, and you see here, everything you do that will come as a next step, right? So every action you do, Power BI will capture that. And what you're doing, Divya, is a M query, right? You're doing the M query cleanup, right? And you can go in an advanced editor and you can see like whatever script has been generated, right? If you're good enough and experienced enough, you can do direct changes over here also, but you don't need to do it. Like, I mean, everything you can do from here, right? And one more thing, like think it this way. Your name is there, broad and all that, right? And all. You want to split it. You see like the every you have the comma, 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 right? So a split column, split column by delimiter. And what is your delimiter? My delimiter is the leftmost delimiter is the what is that? Uh, Not a space, yeah, comma. So what will happen once you apply that? You see like this will be splitted. So this is your, now you can rename it. It's a last name. I think it's last name.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm over. You guys have few moments or, and this
Yes.
will be your first name, right? First name. So that's it, right? You can do it and it will be splitted. This is your last name, this is your first name. So you see like rename column has been added to change the name. So split by column delimiter is added over here. And if you see something more need to be changed, you see like the salutation is there, Mr., Mistress, Miss and all. So you can do the split again. What do you need to do? Anyone? I want to change the salutation as a separate column, as a salutation.
Split. Okay.
Split column. Yeah, again. And what you will choose this time? Dot. Right? So not a space, not tab, not semicolon, not comma, not colon. So custom, and you use dot, right? Once you use the dot and click OK, so you see like your salutation has been splitted and your first name has been splitted, right? So only the takeout from here is like, that's the way you do the cleanup, right? And you'll keep cleaning your data. Now you have a first name separate, your salutation is separate, and your last name is separate. Not a rocket science, just few clicks you need to know, right? And by practice, you will be expert on that.
Even if we have million rows, this is the same way we have to follow and do that.
Same.
If you will do in Excel, then.
No, I mean, whatever tool you're using, right?
Yeah.
I did it in a Power BI. You can do in a Tableau. You can do in a Looker. You can do in a Excel. You can do in a Python.
You can use Python.
Yeah.
You know, Python.
So yeah, some problem is coming. I think it has been overwritten some of the columns, so we can fix it, right? So, but that's the way you'll do the data load. Other one last on the data load,
So
I'll come up.
I have another one question. Sorry
Yeah.
to interrupt.
No,
Yeah,
go ahead.
if I'm very comfortable cleaning in Power BI, so then can I avoid cleaning it in Python or something, and I can only follow this procedure and do these things. So it doesn't matter how I'm cleaning it. I just
Exactly.
have
See,
to. Okay.
no, Divya, you are very right. Whatever the company you are joining, that company has a predefined tools, right? If it is a very like they have their own preference already, right? So in this profile, expectation is using the clinic using the Power BI because they have mentioned in the job description they need a Power BI, Excel, and SQL guy, right? You're not going to use Python. Nowhere they have given in Python. Although it might be your job profile is saying Python, but it doesn't matter because what is applicable here is the Power BI, right? So any one tool, you are not going to use combination of tool because it will be too difficult for any team or any company. Every company has set of tools. It could be possible now you're using SQL Server Power BI. Down the line, 2 years, company decided to use their data analytics in GCP, Google platform. Then your tool will change and they will give you a training and then you can start using BigQuery. So instead of using the Power BI and MQuery, you will use the BigQuery. That could be also possible. And that's the way you will learn multiple tools on your job. But going back to your answer, at one time, only one tool is going to be used. You do not need to use combination of tool, right? And most,
Actually, SSRS is also the same kind of a reporting tool, right? Same like
yeah,
Power BI. So if I say that I'm not very comfortable, I mean, like I'm not so much good in SSRS
oh,
and I'm really good in Power BI, how can, what do you think? Is this a right answer? Otherwise,
no. So Divya, so
mhm.
when you are saying anything, always avoid negative things, right? Put the positive things like I have exposure of the SSRS, and when I got opportunity, I can work on this. That's it.
Okay.
Not I cannot any negative wording. Don't do that, right? Or
Got
And
always
if you want to say in positive way, then you can say, yeah, right now currently I'm my recent project I'm using Power BI.
yeah,
So you can say both of things, right?
right,
And then they will decide, right?
Okay. Got it.
yeah. So I mean, always go with that. I can learn, right? And mostly you can say like mostly I work on the Power BI. I know the SSRS, and if I need to work, I can work on that, right? So that would be your attitude, and that would be your answer, right?
Yes. Yeah. Thank you.
And that's true also, right? Although you have not worked, but once you got opportunity, you can work it, right? Or you can learn it, right?
Yes.
So for anything, right? Anything, it will be the same applicable, right? So sorry, where were we at? I lost track.
Back the tools we are talking about. Tools. Okay.
So anyways, I think we are already done. So yeah,
Talking
I
about
was here, right? So you connected that. One more thing I wanted to show you, like the see, only the things is going to change in the Power BI how to connect your source, right? Once you are connected, then your M query, your cleanup activity, your reports activity, everything will be 100% same, right? So what does it means? Like last time I connected with the CSV file and text file. Now this time I'm going to connect the web file. So this is the web file. Web file means website where you can see like these are the data I wanted to capture, right? So nowadays tools are so capable, and Divya, I think you work on the scrapping things where you need to scrap it, right? So you can do
Yes.
that visual scrapping, or if you need to just capture the data, here somewhere you see the website,
web.
click on the website, and what you need to do, just give the
Okay.
web URL. That's it. And click OK. Tool can itself identify what it needs to do and go on the connect, right? And it will give you the list of the table that is available there. So it will automatically identify what are the tables available there on that web page. And then you can select it. And again, you can go from there, like the cleaning, splitting, header name change, or whatever you want to do, right? So that step will remain same. Only the change is happening over here is like connecting the source, and based on that, your option will change, right? Yeah, there's some error, but it will follow the same process. No, it's coming, it's loading. So here it will give you all the tables you can select. And the good part is that once you select the table, it will give you the preview. And then whatever table you find is helpful, you can go from there, right? Come on. So you got the idea, right? Only the things is changing from here. And if I'm
Data
not
source.
wrong, pretty much same thing is available on a Google also. If I am on a Google, not Colab, not Colab. If I'm on a Google, what is the matching? So Excel provide also data query. This also provide your data query. So pretty much everything is that if you go on the Google Sheet, and they also provide to connect the data, and under the data or under tools somewhere is on data extraction and data connector, right? Connect to the BigQuery or connect to the Looker. And then by using that, you see like the split text by column, text extraction, data cleanup, data validation. So pretty much everything is available everywhere. It's just the I don't know. I was trying to do something. Public data set. So you see like there are public data set that I have exposed that you can use it, and then you can go from there. These are the table lookup and all that. So see, one thing, only one takeout I wanted you guys to like, everything is click, everything clicks. What you need to know, where to click for what. That's it. That's the only you need to learn. It's not a rocket science. You do not need to learn programming. Just you need to know where you will click and what will be happen. That's the only thing you need to learn. Entire data analyst and entire tooling. All right. So that's all. And for you, Divya, I'll summarize some of the details and the common query and the answers
Okay.
that you can take on. But I think that's the only I wanted to show you guys. Like that's the overall everything that you do day to day. We did it in a 5 minute, everything 5 minute. You will work every day, 6 hours, 8 hours, 10 days, clean up, understanding the data and building reports. Everything click, 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 some queries, some basic concept. That's all. It's not complicated, believe me, right? Just need some dedication, some focus, and practice. That's all. And I have recorded this, so I'm stopping now. Any question that I want to you guys wanted to me to cover? We are already 30 minutes over, but
Maybe tomorrow, if you talk a little bit about the CRM tools and how it's connected to this and all those things, how much as a data analyst we should know about Salesforce or something, that would be more helpful.
okay, no problem.
Sure.
All right, guys. So thank you so much. Thank you